Hey guys, let's get more news from Dallas Cowboys, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Cowboys, La'el Collins agree to contract ahead of NFL playoffs. The Dallas Cowboys and defensive tackle La'el Collins have reached an agreement on a contract, according to Jordan Schultz of Bleacher Report. La'el Collins came into the league with the Cowboys in 2015 and remained with the team through the 2021 season. As a free agent, he signed with the Cincinnati Bengals in 2022. In his first season with the Bengals in 2022, he suffered a torn ACL and MCL in his left knee in Week 16. Cincinnati eventually released Collins in September of 2023. Collins posted earlier in the day that he was back with the Cowboys, but now Schultz's report indicates that a deal has been reached. The addition of Collins gives the Cowboys offensive line depth at the tackle position behind Tyron Smith and Terrence Steele. It seems unlikely that Collins will get playing time, but he is back in a place he had success before. It seems likely that it would be a practice squad type of signing for Collins, with an opportunity to build himself back up in a familiar setting. The Cowboys are hoping to clinch the NFC East with a win against the Washington Commanders on Sunday, and they are preparing to attempt another playoff run. If Collins were to get on the field on Sunday against the Commanders, or in one of the playoff games, Dallas is probably in trouble. However, it is never a bad move to add some offensive line depth. It could lead to Collins coming back in 2024 as well to try to earn a bigger role with the team. For now, he is back with the Cowboys and will work his way back from a serious injury. Cowboys aim to seal NFC East title versus Commanders. Eliminated from playoff contention, the Washington Commanders can still deliver a parting gift to an NFC East rival. Mired in a 7-game losing streak, the Commanders, 4-12, welcomed the Cowboys, 11-5, for the regular season finale on Sunday, knowing a Washington win could erase Dallas from the top of the division standings and open the passing lane for the Philadelphia Eagles to crash into first. If the Cowboys win, Dallas would be the NFC East champion and the number 2 seed in the conference. The Cowboys would head home for a wild card playoff game at AT&T Stadium, where they are 8-0 this season. "I like where we're at," Dallas coach Mike McCarthy said. "Obviously we would have liked to have won them all this past month, but I think clearly the adversity and the type of games we've been in will serve us well moving forward. I think being healthy is the most important statistic going into the playoffs. The Cowboys aren't entirely healthy entering the game with guard Tyler Smith, foot, and nose tackle Jonathan Hankins, knee/ankle, nursing injuries. Hankins could play after missing the past 3 games, McCarthy said. One player the Commanders aren't likely itching to see this week is CeeDee Lamb. The Dallas wide receiver leads the NFL with 122 catches and is second with 1,651 receiving yards, establishing single-season franchise records in each category. Lamb had only 4 receptions for 53 yards and a TD in the Cowboys' first matchup with Washington this season. "He's really just getting going, and I can tell you as long as I'm here, he'll probably stack these records and each and every year, to be honest with you," said Dallas quarterback Dak Prescott, the NFL leader in TD passes with 32. The Cowboys' 45-10 blowout of the Commanders in November led to the firing of Washington defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio. Explosive plays have contributed to Washington's undoing. No team has allowed more 20-yard pass plays, and the Commanders have only 2 interceptions in the past 10 games. The Commanders rank last in total defense, 385.8 yards per game, 31st in pass defense, 259.3 yards per game, and aren't built for comebacks with an NFL worst -12 turnover margin. Any traction Washington gains on the defensive side of the ball depends on the availability of interior force Jonathan Allen, knee, but he didn't practice Wednesday. The 2 starting cornerbacks are ailing as well, as Kendall Fuller, knee, sat out the Wednesday practice, while Benjamin St. Just, concussion, was limited. Dallas lost on the road to the Commanders, 26-6 in the Week 18 game a year ago in Sam Howell's first career start. The Washington quarterback went 28 of 44 for 300 yards and an interception in the Thanksgiving Day defeat at Dallas. On Wednesday, Howell was named Washington's starter over Jacoby Brissett. Howell started in Week 17 after Brissett was pulled off the stage and made inactive on the roster pre-game due to a hamstring injury. Brissett was limited in Wednesday's practice. The game could be curtains for Commanders head coach Ron Rivera, who expected he could be on the chopping block under new ownership with greater expectations for a Washington franchise that last won a playoff game following the 2005 season. "There's nothing you can do about what's going to happen beyond Sunday, so the focus should be on Sunday," Rivera said. While the QB pecking order for Week 18 was up to Rivera, new hires for the president or general manager jobs could make their own decisions on the direction at quarterback for 2024. The Commanders enter the season finale in position to draft at number 2 overall in April. "Well, I'd like to think we're in a better place," Rivera said Tuesday when asked if the franchise is better off than when he was hired January 1, 2020. "Probably a fairer way to say it. I most certainly do appreciate my time here, and we'll see what happens. And again, we'll focus on what's coming first on Sunday, and that's getting ready for Dallas." Cowboys news: DC Dan Quinn addresses NFL coaching rumors. Already this season, Cowboys defensive coordinator Dan Quinn has already been put forth on lists and projections when it comes to NFL coaching rumors, an ever-present candidate for speculation. And this week, a more concrete connection made some Cowboys news, as CBS Sports' Josina Anderson reported that the Chargers had Quinn among the early names surfacing for the job of head coach in LA. Anderson posted on Twitter/X on Tuesday, some early names surfacing around the Chargers' HC vacancy at this preliminary stage include Dan Quinn, Eric Bieniemy, Jim Harbaugh, and possibly Bill Belichick, who all have extensive postseason and/or Super Bowl experience. There will be more such speculation, of course. In addition to the Chargers, the Raiders and Panthers also have head coaching openings, and it is expected that a handful more will follow. This week's opponent, the Commanders, is sure to be among the open jobs once Ron Rivera gets a pink slip, as expected. But the Patriots, Bears, and Saints are also possibilities for openings. You never know what could happen in a place like Buffalo, too, should there be a meltdown that leaves the Bills out of the playoffs. Dan Quinn, get your resume ready. That Quinn is a candidate for the Chargers job is not shocking Cowboys news, of course. What would be shocking is if Quinn actually up and left Dallas. He has had the opportunity to at least pursue other jobs in the last 2 years, but has pulled his name out of consideration each time. Quinn spoke on Tuesday about how he can manage to keep his mind on his current job while also having his name churned up in rumors. He knows that if he wants to be Dan Quinn, NFL head coach, again, he's likely to get the chance. But he is able to separate that from his job running the Cowboys defense. "I think it's important to know how to compartmentalize," he said on Tuesday. "Fortunately for me in that space, any preparation you would do on to that is done over the summertime. To go, if and when that time gets called, I would certainly be ready to discuss that at a moment's notice. But it's pretty easy to stay compartmentalized. Quite honestly, the guys that I get to coach are a big reason why I wanted to be back here, so I'm not gonna let that moment, I'm not gonna miss 1 second. And you fan, what do you think of the Dan Quinn situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.